I'm Elamin Abdelmahmoud, and this is Commotion. And right now, this is our TIFF in 12. It's a special podcast where we take you a little bit closer to the Toronto International Film Festival. And listen, opening weekend at TIFF just ended. That is a really big deal. I was there for a brief period of time. I was there, but mostly the entire festival has been run by Teri, Hart, and Simonpillai, and they're both here. Hello, friends. Happy day after opening weekend to both of you.
Hello. Happy day.
Okay, first of all, number one, someone stopped me in the street and said, I heard TIFF in 12 and I heard that you broke your foot, and I'm so happy that you're here on the festival street. Luckily, that was the only thing I could do, is that I could only go to festival street. I couldn't go to any screenings. But you guys, listen, opening weekend is usually the time where, the big premieres happen. And there's a sense of like some movies have some momentum right afterwards, So coming off the opening weekend, Teri, what's your vibe? Where is the momentum? Who has the best picture buzz? What's going on?
I would say there's really, really momentum for Hamnet, for Christie, specifically Sydney Sweeney's performance. There's a bubble around the Gus Van Sant movie, Dead Man's Wire, which I am seeing this afternoon at 3:30. I don't know when this is going to go up, but I'm seeing it this afternoon on Monday.
There's a bubble, as in like it's bubbling up.
It's bubbling up. It's bubbling up.
Okay.
So I'm hearing some strange, crazy things about the Maud Apatow movie that is out there that I'm going to see later in the week. Rad looks as quizzical as I feel about it.
When you first told me, like Maud Apatow, the Nepo baby, Judd Apatow's daughter, directed her first movie, Poetic License, and that's not the kind of movie I would have been like, oh yeah, that's where the buzz is going to build.
And then just like last year, we have the stalwarts out of Cannes, which I think Rad can speak to better than I can because he was at the Cannes Film Festival. So Rad, those are still bubbling up, right?
Well, look, like my favorite movie out of Cannes, and it remains still my favorite festival season movie, is The Secret Agent, which finally premiered in North America and Toronto last night. And just to get this is a movie that is actually telling us a similar story to the other Oscar nominee from last year, I'm Still Here, the Brazilian story about like kind of the 70s dictatorship and the people were like living under that thumb. But it's from Kleber Mendoza, who you might know, who directed like Neighboring Sounds, Bacurau. So like kind of an art house weirdo director making his most accessible movie, this pulpy thriller about people like that are about to, that basically are refugees from their own state. And I love this movie, and I love the way he messes with kind of the traditional bio drama.
Here we go. Here's Rad. Here's Teri Hart. I would say accessible, all lowercase accessible. This is not in all caps accessible, if you know what I'm saying. There's all kinds of wonderful things in The Secret Agent. It takes a long time for you to figure out where you are in this movie. That's for some people. It's not for everybody. There's also Nuremberg, which premiered last night at Roy Thompson Hall.
We were both there.
Both Rad and I were there. We spent a lot of time in the dark together. I think that there is a lot going for Nuremberg. I think that it tells the story of the trials when it focuses on the actual legal and how they got there, and that's the Michael Shannon story. It really, really works for me. I think it's very long. It's over 2.5 hours. They show some real footage that is devastating to watch for sure. I think that the Rami Malek character who's playing the psychiatrist has a weird storyline with what's the Russell Crowe?
Hermann Goring, the second basically the second most powerful man under under Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
So this is the Nuremberg movie. So what I appreciate about this is that like what happens after opening weekends at TIFF is that like you get a bunch of movies on your radar that like maybe weren't necessarily on people's radar before, but people actually get a chance to see them and say, you know what, my expectations were here. The movie is, maybe at a different place. Like I appreciate that you guys both brought up the Maud Apatow movie. Judd Apatow's daughter directed her first movie. I think you called her a Nepo baby, which I don't think is entirely fair. Like, yeah, sure, she was in This Is 40 as a literal kid, but also she like impressed a lot of people in her performance in Euphoria.
Me
also,
too. I liked her in Euphoria too.
The cast of Euphoria is having a great TIFF. Barbie Ferreira, Sydney Sweeney, and Maud Apatow. Something is going on there in terms of Jacob Elordi, just in terms of the number of people who have been in Euphoria who are kind of like having a moment at the moment. I will say one of the disagreements that you guys were having in the group chat was about the Elvis movie, and I thought that was interesting because Baz Luhrmann has an Elvis documentary 2 years after having an Elvis movie, to which to say, like, Baz, maybe give it up on Elvis. But Teri, you saw the movie, and you're like, you know what? We're vibing, Baz Luhrmann. More of this.
We're more than vibing. We're having a dance party at this world premiere. And it was, I sent you guys the video. Rad was there.
I was like, get down now, down in front. I can't see the screen. People were standing up and dancing in the front rows. I'm like, what are you doing here?
Rad being old man yelling at clouds. It's an Elvis
Get off
Presley.
my lawn!
Yeah, it's an Elvis Presley concert movie. EPIC. It's an acronym for Elvis Presley in Concert. And
oh wow.
Yeah, and this is, I mean, it is lots of never before seen footage
from his Vegas residency.
From his Vegas residency.
Yeah.
I mean, it really drives home how hardworking Elvis was as a performer. In the span of 8 years, he did 1,100 concerts, sometimes 3 times a day. This is truly about celebrating him as a showman. And I would argue that is why he's such a muse to Baz Luhrmann, because Baz Luhrmann is the ultimate showman as a director.
Absolutely.
And like
he loves spectacle. He loves spectacle as a director.
He loves bedazzled belts.
Yeah, he never met a sparkle he didn't
who
like.
doesn't?
He never met a sparkle he didn't like, just like me. Maybe that's why I love Baz. And like it's just like more is more for Baz. And I think that Elvis was like that too. And this is not a movie that anyway, Rad will tell you what he feels about it, and then I'll tell you why Rad's wrong.
They say Rad's vibe on this movie is a little bit different. He's like, say less, do less, Baz Luhrmann.
No, not at all.
Rad, where you at?
Well, don't get me wrong. Like I appreciate, like and when I wrote about this, it's like I felt that electricity of Elvis. I was impressed by the very bourbon voice and how like just how he could like hold and keep the audience hanging on his every word. So the performance stuff was amazing. My problem with Elvis, and specifically how Baz Luhrmann treats Elvis in both the biopic Elvis and now this documentary, is that he always seems to be making a defense for Elvis's like cultural appropriation, specifically about his silence during the civil rights era, despite benefiting from these genres and the influences of black artists at a time when black artists were being marginalized. And then also like kind of sweeping all the creepiness around Priscilla, the abusive behavior, the grooming under the rug. Now in the Elvis biopic, he didn't really deal with the Priscilla stuff as much.
No.
And then when it came to the cultural appropriation thing, he made Elvis's choice not to speak out for civil rights as the fault of his evil manager, the Colonel Tom Parker. Like Elvis wanted to speak up. Elvis was he projected him as a bleeding heart, but Colonel Tom wouldn't let him speak.
I have not seen the movie, but I think there is actually some evidence that Elvis did kind of want to speak, and he was not really sure what to say. Having said that, though, I haven't seen the movie, so I can't speak to this. But Teri is aching to get in there on Elvis. Just a minute more on this movie. Go for it.
I mean, I think that Rad's right. The movie doesn't address any of those things because
but
it's
it
not
does.
the movie that Baz Luhrmann was
but
making.
It does.
He was making a concept movie.
The documentary literally has a scene while Elvis is singing in the ghetto where Baz Luhrmann then cuts to a press conference where Elvis is like, well, I can't speak on those things. And he makes that stuff hauntingly echo. So he literally does address it in the movie in a very manipulative way to be like, here we go. Here's an apology.
Can I just say, controversial take, not the movie I want from Baz Luhrmann. Like 100% someone should make that movie. I would like it to be a black director who's critical of Elvis, who can actually tangle with those ideas. I don't think Baz Luhrmann is someone who's capable of doing that personally. I do think he's capable of doing the spectacle thing.
Yeah.
And this is what this is.
So he shouldn't have even touched it. Don't give me an echo of I can't say over in the ghetto.
You're saying stay out of it.
Stay out of it. If you want to stay out of it, just stay out of it. Don't even try to.
Last word to Teri.
My memory is that the clip is not Elvis saying I can't say. It's Elvis saying I don't want to say I am only an entertainer. I am just an entertainer, which is a very, very, that is the echo that Baz Luhrmann is looking at, saying that Elvis has taken a position that he's not going to speak on anything politically because he's just an entertainer.
I have it written down as I can't even say that.
Well, we're going to settle this when I see it and then tell you why you're both wrong. Okay, with a couple minutes that we have left, I want to talk about one of the surprises of the weekend, which is the Sydney Sweeney movie. Teri, on Friday, you were here. We talked about the idea of like the movie's Christy. She plays a title role, Christy Martin, a boxer. We were surprised. Rad was like, he's getting a 2 p.m. premiere on a Friday. Who is this for? Is this gonna make a big baby? Teri sees it. Teri comes out and says, Sydney Sweeney Oscar buzz? Actually, maybe.
Yeah.
Teri, go in.
The buzz is ferocious around Sydney Sweeney for this movie, and I think it's well deserved. I mean, she is playing a boxer. She does disappear into the role. This is more a movie about domestic violence than it is a movie about boxing. And I think that the thread that I'm seeing up until today and this Monday of TIFF, the 50th anniversary of the festival, is that a lot of movies have really, really great performances in movies that are maybe not quite as good as the performances. And I would say that about Sydney Sweeney. Like, I think her performance is what makes this movie. And I think Ben Foster is also excellent in it as a really despicable human being. But it is, there's no doubt that you're going to watch this movie and go, whoa, not only is Sydney Sweeney great in this, but what else is she capable of? Because this does come as a big surprise from what I think we thought of her as a performer going in. Yeah. And that is a great discovery. And I think that, again, I would say that Kirsten Dunst and Channing Tatum are better in Roofman than Roofman is. And, you know, so there are a few movies that I would put into that category. But yeah, I think that if Sydney Sweeney can get the push behind her that any awards consideration performance needs, and I think they're going to do it for her, then I think we're going to see her competing for Best Actress at this year's Academy Awards.
I will add, like, so I didn't see the movie. Right, but
but
I mean, like, they are adding more screenings, so I'm going to be able to catch up to it, which is like, which
that's
is
a sign
that it's got that people's choice
trajectory.
Exactly, and remember I was saying like, oh, the 2 p.m. premiere, like I kind of dismissed it for that. I heard that was apparently because that's an ideal time for buyers who want to buy the worldwide rights and auction on the movies. So I don't know if that's the case, but
so
either way,
maybe. Yeah, potentially strategic.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm interested in that thread that you just raised, Terry, but the idea of, hey, there are a bunch of great performances in maybe not so perfect movies. The Sacrifice, Chris Evans, like there's a lot of sort of conversation around that.
I saw that one. That was my craziest movie experience. Thing. Yeah.
But we don't have time to talk about that. So just like 30 seconds to each of you. What are you looking forward to most for the rest of this week? And then there's obviously more of TIFF and 12 in the next couple of days. So what are you looking forward to next? Where are you going next?
Rad?
I mean, I need to catch up on Hamnet. Right, that's the movie that was buzzing. That's got all the awards buzz around Jesse Buckley. Yeah, so like, I mean, I think it premiered last night, and I need to catch up. I'm hoping they're adding more screenings to that.
Biggest one tonight, without a doubt, Frankenstein. Boom.
That's the one.
That's
where
we're
one
both
tonight.
At. That's what I'm all dressed up for, guys.
Well, I'm very jealous you guys are going to be at Frankenstein. I'm going to be getting ready for surgery because I'm having my foot surgery tomorrow morning. So I won't be here tomorrow. But however, have a great day and a half of TIFF. We're going to catch up again on Wednesday. And then I'm going to continue to be eternally jealous. Thank you guys. You guys are the best. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Take care in surgery.
Of course. Oh, my pleasure. Thank you. Simonpillai, Teri, Hart. They're covering TIFF for Commotion. They are absolutely the best. We are going to be back for another edition of TIFF and 12 tomorrow. Also, I don't think this was 12 minutes. I think we went a little bit over. But you know what? I'm having surgery tomorrow. What do you want from me? Emil Niazi will be here filling in for me. Mina's back here tomorrow, and I'll be back on Wednesday.